Hey friends, Shayla here, and I'm here to do my mid-year check-in with you. So usually in the middle of the year, what I do is I revisit my video that I typically make at the end of the year on this channel and revisit what happened in that video and what's going on currently, state of the channel, state of those kind of things I've talked about, and go from there. I didn't really set any hard and fast goals for myself with the channel. But I did talk about some things in general, so I just want to kind of follow up and talk about those things. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is how much I've read. I initially said I wasn't going to set a Goodreads challenge goal, but I did. I set it for 150 books. And if you don't include manga, I have read 107 books this year. So again, I'm never worried about reaching my Goodreads goal. It's just something I casually do. I've had a really strong reading year this year. It's been great. I've kind of just checked into reading to kind of self-care and deal and cope in life lately. And yes, so that is kind of what's going on there. And yes, if you include the manga that I've read, it's an astronomical number in my opinion. But the number of volumes of manga I have read so far this year, as of July 18th, I am filming this late, so I got the most current numbers. It's 279 volumes of manga. That's a lot, guys. I know that I'm consuming it at an insane rate, and my collection has grown and changed a lot in the period of a year. But I'm really happy with what I'm reading. I'm really enjoying the books that I've picked up this year, outside of a few, and then I've really been enjoying most of the manga I've picked up. There's been a couple duds where I haven't liked them as much, but they don't stay on my shelf. Those end up going to other people. I either sell them or return them or whatever. So I'm only keeping what I love on my shelf, and as you can see, I love a lot of different things. So some things I talked about throwing in a vlog a month, and I've pretty much done that. There have been a few more than that, just due to various projects and readathons and whatnot, but I'm trying to not totally spam you with only vlogs. It's been pretty good that way. We do have the reading rush coming up. You guys said you wanted a week-long vlog, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit as I go, and once I hit an hour, I'm going to cut the vlog there, so you might end up with two, like a part 1 and a part 2, just because of that. So I know I've been vlogging quite a bit already this month, so I didn't think that far ahead when I started doing some of the other vlogs. So anyhow, so I'm trying not to spam you with vlogs too much, but I have gotten really good responses on those vlogs, so clearly you guys enjoy them enough that you're not mad that I'm making them. But anyway, so another thing that happened at the beginning of this year is April and I started our Tell It Again book club. It has been so much fun. I have really enjoyed several of the picks that we've had. Some of them have been in the middle and a couple have been dudders. But we've had 2 fantastic 5-star reads so far out of the 7 choices. And we are just really excited about the next couple coming up as well. And we're just having a blast doing it. And we finally get to meet in person at BookNet Fest in September. We're both so excited. We have plans to collab and do stuff while we're there together. It's going to be a good time. And we're both very much looking forward to it. But yes, that does lead into I am going to BookNet Fest. So if you are going to BookNet Fest, please let me know down below so that I know to meet up with you. I'm totally okay with hugs. And if I see you, I might hug you. So if you don't like hugs, you gotta tell me or you're gonna get hugged, because that's just who I am. That's actually a funny thing, because I warned my husband. He told me he wasn't a very touchy person before we went on our first date, because we'd been talking online. And so I warned him, I'm like, I'm gonna give you a hug when I see you, and I'm gonna give you a hug when I leave. That's just who I am, and I'm really sorry, but I want you to know that. And he appreciated that I warned him. So I'm warning you now, if I see you and I love you, I'm just gonna come give you a hug. So if you don't want to be hugged, you have to tell me, okay? Okay. But yes, a couple of other things. I wanted to reread some more this year. I've actually reread several manga series, and I've reread a couple of books, not too many. And I did get to participate in Rereadathon again with Murphy over at Murphy Napier, and it's always such a pleasure to do that. And I was just really glad and grateful that I actually chose to reread an entire manga series for that. So I do have a vlog for that as well if you're interested in seeing that. But yeah, it was it's been really fun. Again, I hope to continue to collab with Murphy on Readathon because it is something that I find very enjoyable. Speaking of readathons, there have been a couple of extras that obviously I didn't know about at the beginning of the year. First up, I did my 24-hour Manga Love readathon in February. I absolutely loved it. There will be another 24-hour Manga Love readathon coming up soon. I'm not 100% sure when. I gotta sit down with my calendar and figure it out, but it will be coming soon and I'm definitely excited for it. Another thing that I got to participate in is the lovely Natalie over at Pages and Panels invited me to be a co-host with her for Panelathon, which was an absolute blast. We collabed with the always lovely Jessie over at Bowties and Books. They are an amazing human. If you are not subbed to either of them, they will be linked down below. And yes, I have checked in also with Laura and Jen, and we will be doing a manga-based readathon later on in the year. Summertime is just crazy for them and crazy for me. So once things calm down a little bit, we'll get that all settled and set a date, and we will do it then. Tracking my stats, I have found a way that I really love doing that, and that's actually the Bookly app. I did that as kind of an experiment, and I've ended up really enjoying it, and I've learned a lot about my reading habits that way, so it's been really fun. Again, I will leave the Bookly app linked down below. This isn't sponsored or anything, but I just really like the app, and it's a free app, so yeah, check it out if you want a different way to kind of track your stats and stuff. I don't know that you can necessarily share that other than like infographics here, like on the channel, or like on my Instagram I could share them, things like that. I'm not 100% sure that there's a better way to do that. I'm still kind of playing around with that. But one thing I forgot to mention with Goodreads, I will no longer be reviewing my manga on Goodreads just because it gets so overwhelming when I'm kind of trying to keep track of my books and reviews and making sure I get certain ones done on time, because I do get books for review, and so I do want to make sure I'm keeping up, and when all the manga's thrown in there too, it just gets overwhelming for me. So I will figure out a better way to get my manga reviews to you guys outside of the channel here, obviously. So if you want written reviews from me online, I will find a better way to do this and I will get back to you. I have a couple ideas, so we'll see how this ends up playing out. Talking about webcomics, I haven't done it as much as I originally thought I would, but I've been wanting to do it. I'm just trying to figure out the best way to do that. So, again, there might be some small changes to the channel coming that way that will allow me to better talk about some of that. And also video games. I've just kind of talked in general about video games, like how Persona 5 took over my life recently. And I'm not really, like, doing streams or anything with it, because when I asked you guys, it wasn't something you necessarily wanted. So if that's changed and you do want to see that kind of content, please just tell me down below. I would be happy to incorporate it into the channel at any time. You just gotta let me know. So yeah, that's all the channel kind of related stuff that I talked about in that video. The other thing I talked about is like how 2019 was going to be my year of self-care and taking better care of my physical body. In case you can't tell, my weight hasn't really changed this year. It went down a little bit in the beginning of the year and it slowly just kind of crept back on. I've not been very good about sticking to any sort of program or anything like that. I do still very much want to take better care of my health. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do that for me and for my husband, because we'd like to do something together, but finding something together that works for both of us is a bit hard because, you know, we give in to each other too easily. We're both guilty of it. And so, yes, we still want children. We're still working towards that. And we're just gonna, I at least am gonna take the rest of the year and try really hard to be better about that. Because I was really good for a month or two and then it petered off, which is pretty typical of me at the beginning of the year. But I really want to make some changes just for myself, not necessarily for my future kids or anything like that, anything else like that. This is just for me. I feel miserable most days physically, and so I really want to change that. So I'm doing some things with, you know, doctor's appointments and stuff to kind of get that figured out a little bit better. So that's the plan for now. Just thought I'd give you a brief update on that. So yes, there's not been any changes so far in my physical appearance, but we're hoping those are coming soon. So yes, anyways, thank you guys for checking out this video. Again, I know it's kind of a ramble when I do these, but I really want to just check in with you guys, give you guys brief updates, let you know what's going on. I do have a favorite books of the year so far and a favorite manga I've started of the year so far videos, so you can definitely check those out if you're interested in some favorites. So thank you again for watching this video. You guys have been so supportive of the channel. This channel has grown like 500 subs or close to it. At least 400 since the beginning of the year. You guys are all amazing. I love that you're all here. And I did set up a Discord. That's something new that I didn't think I'd do. And again, that's always linked down below. And you can follow me on any platform that's linked down below. You're more than welcome to. And yeah, I think that's all I need to ramble about today. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.